Hey guys, so you are looking at my Powkiddy A12 bar top. Now, it looks a little bit different than what you will see on the AliExpress store, and that's because I have swapped out the buttons and the joystick for Sanwa parts. This is a Sanwa JLF with an octagonal gate, as well as Sanwa 24mm buttons. Now, did I really have to switch out the joystick? The Chinese joystick was actually decent. Uh, I just wanted something a little bit more premium, and yeah, I just thought it would be a fun project to go ahead and kind of get the best possible experience out of this Powkiddy A12 as much as possible. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and take this thing apart. Well, I'll show you what I had to do to get everything installed. These are pretty swapping buttons are pretty easy to do, but there are some nuances to getting a JLF joystick into this bar top, and I'm just going to cover that in this video only. So yeah, we'll go ahead and take this apart and show you what the differences are. So right now you're looking at the Chinese joystick as well as the Sanwa joystick. They both look really similar, and that's because they both use the same sized mounting bracket for the mounting plate. The Chinese joystick isn't bad. It does have a little bit of wiggle to it, which makes it a little bit inaccurate. Like you could do, if you're playing Street Fighter, right? You could probably do a fireball. You might have a harder time doing one of the dragon punches, Shoryukens, and it's really, really hard to do any of those super moves where you have to do like 2 quarter circles in order to throw out the super. As you know, Sanwa has a great reputation in the arcades. The professionals use it. The only difference is that for fighting games you want to use a square gate, but for casual play, there's less throw distance with an octagonal, and that's why I opted for an octagonal. And plus, I like to play shmups as well, and yeah. So this is a little bit of like, I'm playing on a bar top. It's not going to be ultra competitive or anything. You just kind of play for about 30 minutes and then drop it all together. So I went with an octagonal gate just for ease of use, and yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think the Sanwa offers more resistance to actuate. This is a little bit easier to click around. It feels a lot looser. This feels nice and tight, and yeah, maybe not as tight as a Seimitz, but yeah, this is good enough. And plus, I couldn't use a Seimitz because I couldn't find one that had the same sized bracket. So yeah, so before I talk about installing the Sanwa into this plate, into the arcade bar top, I just wanted to give you a fair warning that it took a long time to get this mounting plate off of the Sanwa. You might notice that there's some damage on this mounting plate, and that's because the Phillips head screw that screws in the mounting plate that comes right on the top here. Those Phillip heads were glued to the threads of the bracket, so I would be very cautious about not stripping the screw head off. It took forever for me to take it off. I had to buy like a screw extractor set. I tried a Dremel circular blade. I had to use a flathead screwdriver to kind of like weaken the bond a bit. took a lot of it was like a physical toll, you know. It was a really big pain in the butt. So so yeah, I finally got it off with some needle nose pliers after just being able to turn it and turn it and turn it until it rose up a little bit, and then I had enough room to grab the head of the screw. So yeah, so just fair warning, if you decide to buy a JLF Sanwa for this bar top, you're going to have to take off this mounting plate and then reinstall the Chinese plate. And this is the Chinese plate here. It's slightly bigger, and that's because it's made especially to mount inside this bar top. If you notice these holes right here, the stands of the plastic bar top go into these holes. So but yeah, but the mounting plate is the same, or like for the bracket at least. So so yeah, we're gonna install the Sanwa into the bar top and see how it looks. Now, usually you might want to test your connection before you put the bar top back altogether. So make sure that that when you mount the joystick inside the bar top, that these pins face down, because that's the down motion for it. Okay, so we'll check back in a little bit and see how it looks. All right, so here I've got the joystick mounted into the bar top. It's really easy. There's just let me see if I can point these with the screwdriver, but yeah. So there's like 6 screws that you need to just screw into the actual bar top to get the joystick mounted. That's a little hard to see here, but there's three up here and then 3 down here, right? And all you need to do after is just connect the 5-pin cable to the joystick. It's 5 pins, right? Yeah. I can count. All right, so that's in. Now let's go ahead and test this before we put this all back up, just to make sure that it's working functionally, and yeah, and it should work. So we got power. Okay, and it's loading, and if I click right, yep, and actuate. So click left, goes back. Beautiful. So yeah, we'll go ahead and put this back together. Hey, so I'm just about to put this bar top back together. I just wanted to show you the screws that you're going to need to use to take it off. There's 7 screws. I'll do my best to point to these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now, you need to be gentle with these screws because they are screwed into the plastic. So if you really don't want to use the wrong screw head when you're putting this back together or taking it apart. There's also 6 down here at the feet, which were initially covered by these rubber pads. Now just get a flathead screwdriver or something thin to pry it out first, and then they go back on, like so, like that. So yeah, so 7 plus 6, 13 screws total, all the same size. So you just need 1 screwdriver for that.